This time on That Bus Show, we take a look back at the beginning. From Eric moving to Nashville to break into the music business, to a conversation with the man who brought Eric and Jim together. That's this time on That Bus Show.
I started singing when I was around 10 years old at church, and then as I got 11, 12 years old, did a contest in Dallas, Texas. I won first place in that contest and went to a national event and won first place there, and that's kind of where it took off. Did my first album when I was 12 years old, and it was a gospel record. Haven't changed much, have I?
I'd straighten up and do just fine. Oh, but I still love rock and roll. I keep on rolling with the flow.
My next step after high school, I sang all through high school, but my next step was playing in some country bands, doing some stuff like that. And after I got married, put a band together, and we played for a living. That's what I did. I had a job at a radio station. I worked during the week, and then played sometimes 5-6 nights a week in the honky tonks, and would get up next morning and go to work. So that was my deal, trying to get a record deal. And then in 1992, I decided to move to Nashville and try to get this dream of being the next big country music sensation off the ground, and moved here and went to work selling boots for a living. And after about 6 months, got my first job with Ricky Skaggs. And I sold t-shirts on the road. Still trying to sing, still trying to do my deal. When I got to Nashville, I'd sit in at some places, had friends that I'd met that would play at bars down there, so I'd go sit in and sing and stuff like that. Kind of got out of the whole playing music 5 nights a week because I was trying to make a living. I had a family to support, and it was kind of difficult when your family is back in Texas and you're here and nobody is here you can go get a free meal from. So you had to work to get that done. So songwriting, doing all kinds of stuff, but I did demo work. I just did a little bit of everything. Worked on the road, sold t-shirts for several different artists, and then started driving a bus, and still, again, trying to get a record deal.
And girl, while you're walking out, please walk out real slow, 'cause I'm learning as you go.
Well, my first driving spot was with Ricky Skaggs, and I didn't drive for Ricky. I was just kind of a helper, and the guys there taught me. The two drivers were giving me pointers and stuff like that. And then I went to work for Tim McGraw, and I was selling t-shirts there, and was so busy that I would get the bus driver to help me sell t-shirts. He said, I'll help you sell t-shirts tonight, but you got to help me drive. So he would go sleep for a while. I'd get t-shirts set up. He would come help me sell t-shirts, and then he would drive, and then I'd get up early the next morning and help get us into the next town. And learned a lot from that guy, and then was relief driver for a couple of the other acts that I was on the road with. And that's basically how I got into the driving world, was just really by a fluke because I like buses. Well, and here's the latest project that I've done. I did this project about 1.5 years ago. I wanted to do this for my parents who have, sacrificed. My wife has sacrificed tremendous amount, but my parents started sacrificing when I decided I wanted to do this at 12 years old, and gave up a lot of stuff, and so I wanted to do this kind of as a tribute to them. I called a friend of mine, Jim Moose Brown, and I said, Jim, I'm going to do this record, and I would love to have you produce it and help me with it. And I've got some songs I want to do, and I'd, like to get with you. And so I went over to his studio, and we sat there, and I played him some songs, and I kept asking him, I said, what do you think about that one? He said, Eric, it don't really matter what I think. It's what do you think? If you like the song, then that's the songs you need to cut. And so we talked about musicians a little bit, and I said, look, I don't care who you get other than one guy. I want Steve Henson, who plays steel. I wanted him to play on this record. Steve played on the road for Randy Travis and has played on many countless records, but I just love his playing. I love the guy. He's a great friend, as always. Again, not like I go to his house and have dinner every night, but he's been a great friend to me for years, and I just love his playing. Well, I couldn't have asked for better players on this. I mean, Jim picked the best people to do it, and I cut 12 songs that I wanted to cut. I did them the way I wanted to do them, and there's really no rhyme or reason for this song going here and this one going. I just had about 40 songs. I cut it down to about the 12 that I wanted to do, and I have everything from something as old and traditional as can be to something that's a little more on the cutting edge side. It's a very traditional country record, but the cool thing is I did it my way and did it the way I wanted to do it.
Sometimes I think I'm going crazy, that the trains jump the track, 'cause I think about leaving and never looking back. The mother of my children tries to understand. She says you ain't crazy, just a middle-aged man.
I left Greenville, Texas in 1992. I was a disc jockey there playing music on the side. And I said one day on the air, I said, I'm leaving here and I'm going to be successful in the music business. And today I can tell you I'm successful in the music business, just not in the side that I thought I was going to be in. But the bus business is where I'm at, and I enjoy it, and I'm providing a great service for my friends that make music, and I get to still be in the music business and get to play and sing. So I think I got a pretty good shot. So I guess how we ended up together is you kind of started the deal for us.
Well, not kind of, I did.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's first thing straight. But
So-
anyway,
Music City Coach, is what I actually met you before that.
the pyramid coach.
Pyramid Coach. No, you started Music City, and I came over as a driver, and then Jim moved down from Indiana
Yes.
to be your mechanic.
We packed up and came to Tennessee, didn't we, Jim?
You came in that.
In about what year?
That was
Had to be
96 or no, it was 96 or 97.
probably.
Well, no, you know, we jumped out and started another company, Diamond Coach. Originally, I did with Greg Irvin, and then we convinced Jim to come. And that lasted about 6 months.
Didn't go well.
Well, the thing is, Jim, he just never showed up on it. He never actually quit me.
Yeah, but
Well, at that time,
I don't think he ever came
I don't
in.
think he did either.
No, just came in and said, "Look, I'm done. You want to do that now?"
anyway, he comes over to the shop and he says, "Well, man, I'm not gonna come." I'm like, "Do what?" "Yeah, man, I'm just afraid, that this may not work, blah, 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 blah." And then he said, and Tim said, "If I'd stay, you'd get me a new tractor."
Which I wasn't going to.
And I said, "He ain't gonna get you a new tractor.
No, I wasn't.
He gonna get you some used."
Well, I was going to go to a farm sale.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to
yeah.
and
new.
you wouldn't have let me have it right away. You'd have to drive it down for a little bit.
Right, you had bought your yard.
I was going to give you my old one. That's going to get the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I told him that. I said, "Jim, you can't do this." I said, "Let's just go there now and load your toolbox up."
After about 4 hours worth of job.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We got in the truck. We went over there and hauled his toolbox out of there
After hours.
after hours, and the rest was history.
That's the way it
And-
usually works, boys.
And then a few months after that, when it didn't work where we was at, we decided to jump and start All Access, and here we are.
And then Tim didn't help us any
No,
for
he
a few
didn't.
years there.
He didn't.
Well, would have I?
No, you
Well,
wouldn't.
I mean, you should have. I mean,
Laying all jokes aside, Jim probably is the best mechanic in this town.
he ain't probably he is.
Mechanics now are parts changers. Keep changing parts till you find the problem. Jim actually analyzes it and goes back from here to here to here. Oh, here's the problem. That mechanic's hard to find. But Jim's
He's always
yeah,
been that way, and can diagnose it on the phone for the most part. Today, still, he does that.
Correct.
Crazy.
I mean, I don't want to pat myself on the back.
Oh,
I mean, who trained him?
Yeah.
I knew that was going to get out. I knew he was going to say it before the interview was over. I knew it was going to happen.
What'd you think about a bus when you met me?
When I went, I went to work for you. Then I quit for a year. If you remember.
Yeah.
Up at Dillman, trucking, and then I ended up taking a $4 cut and pay to go back to Tim.
We had to be penalized somehow.
$4 cut. No. $4 from where I was making. No, not from you.
Oh, yeah. You remember the first bus you worked on? Was that you that worked on that Lee Greenwood
was that
bus?
Lee Greenwood,
You
yeah,
took them
yeah.
38 bolts or 32 bolts out of there and you weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
That guy says, whatever there was, however many bolts there was, that guy says, you didn't take them out of there, did you?
Sure did.
We fixed the rear seal or
Did you get
something.
it back together?
Oh yeah. It ran.
You know what? I said it this morning in our meeting about we were talking about being grateful and gratitude. About we all started somewhere and somebody helped us get to where we were, and your name was one of those people that I said if it hadn't been for you and Monty Myers and Tommy Lamberson and Jimmy Comer and Jim and so I mean I would have never been able to do this.
Yeah.
I learned a boatload of stuff and matter of fact, I always told everybody, said, I learned in 4 years. I went to school for 4 years under you and got paid to do it.
Yeah.
I can't speak for Jim because, well, I can't speak for Jim. I'm going to speak for Jim. Jim, just listen. Let me do the talking. I learned that.
Long time.
I mean, I appreciate the knowledge that you gave us years ago and your friendship and the help that we get from you today and maybe not appreciate it as much back in the day, but looking back, I certainly do today. And I think
Most
Jim,
definitely. And
Jim.
he knows what I would be here for
Uh,
so.
and I wouldn't know what an
appreciate that.
05G compressor was if it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
So or a monolithic port. I wouldn't know those two things. I wouldn't know. And I know exactly what they are. 05G.
And you're living
compressor.
better because of it.
That's it. That's right.
Next time on That Bus Show.
And then
You wasn't afraid of that being too dark?
I think that's actually perfect.
Okay.
And then this would be the seating. And then you could take this.
I think he used everything we picked.
Everything.
That's too dark.
It's
We
just
go
too
through a few
dark.
samples, we come back, like full circle, and it's like, oh, there it is, that's the one. Like
I know.
a huge light bulb
Did he
went
have his
off.
glasses on?